Let's talk some sports, baby.
Taken by Iguodala. Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by Jones.
And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we gonna do. We gonna holler at you until next time, baby.
All right, time to finish off with rapid reaction. A lot of topics in a little bit of time. Take it away, Drink.
All right, baby, let's roll. Giants cornerback DeAndre Baker and Seattle's cornerback Quinn Dunbar were both wanted in South Florida on 4 counts of armed robbery. What's your thoughts about this, man?
You know, it's almost surprising that we haven't seen, not to this degree, but we haven't seen more, misconduct and, criminal activity because these guys, are subject to the lockdowns and the coronavirus restrictions just like everybody else. But it goes back to, the old saying that you've laid out multiple times. Idle mind is the devil's workshop. So, yeah. 53-year-old former undisputed heavyweight champion Mike Tyson and 57-year-old former heavyweight champ Evander Holyfield are in talks for a trilogy fight. Would that interest you at all, Drink?
I wouldn't mind this as an exhibition. These guys coming out there, just hitting, just kind of running around, just because they're two legends. At the end of the day, these are Hall of Famers. They're legends. So I wouldn't mind that, but I don't care for it to be an actual boxing match that actually counts. I don't care for it. You said the ages. They're both past their prime. But listen, here's the deal. If they do decide to do something, if they agree to something, people will watch because they're two legends. So that could be interesting, but I'm hoping not, to answer the question. Florida Athletic Director Scott Strickland said he's open to hosting professional sports events on the Gators campus. Are you in favor of this?
Yeah, I am in favor of this. And just to an overall point, I like hearing this type of mentality as opposed to, like, a lot of people come up with reasons not to do something and keep some stuff locked down. This guy's trying to be a part of the solution, and I really appreciate that. So props to the Florida Athletic Director. Recently, the Pro Football Focus released its all-decade team, in which it had Russell Wilson 33rd on the list, behind the likes of Gronk, Patrick Willis, and former Seahawks teammate Richard Sherman. A little low on the list, right?
Yo, listen, I know Russell Wilson at this point is saying, I'm used to getting this disrespect. But come on, man. This disrespect. Look, just look at some of the names. Patrick Willis didn't even play half of the decade. What are we talking about here? Like, Gronk missed so many games in the decade. You gonna tell me Richard Sherman was a better quarterback than Russell Wilson was a quarterback during the decade? I don't know, man. Listen, the dude haven't missed many snaps, if any, throughout the decade, then put up great numbers over the last decade. So, yeah, man, this is massively disrespectful, actually. Major League Baseball plans to hold a remote draft June 10th and June 11th. Good idea?
Yeah, I think it's the way you got to go. And the NFL, they just had their draft, a couple weeks ago, and it went through pretty successfully. So, just a copycat idea. I think it's the right decision to make. Last Saturday, UFC 249 took place in the main event of Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje for the interim lightweight title. What were your thoughts on the fight, Drink?
Listen, my initial thought is, for any fighter that think they can go out here and do 2 weight cuts, you're out of here. I think the 2 weight cuts, they killed Ferguson, man. He didn't look himself. They had a big effect on his performance. He was slow. He was sluggish. And if it wasn't for his chin being tougher than a $2 steak, if the fight would have got stopped earlier. It was a test to his toughness that he lasted as long as he did. Hey, and look, congratulations is owed to Justin Gaethje. He came with the smoke from the opening bell, so it was a well-deserved win, and now he get to call his shot. Legendary Rams running back Eric Dixon said the team's new uniforms look soft. Do you agree?
To be honest, I don't have much of an opinion on the uniforms, but I mean, they'll look soft next season just by the way they play and the fact that there's a real possibility they could be in last place in that division. There are rumblings coming from the NCAA football community that Alabama might have to change their first opponent of the season from Southern California to TCU due to COVID-19. Does that bother you at all, Drink?
No, it doesn't. I just hope that the powers at be that they make a decision soon, so these players can mentally prepare for whichever team that they eventually do play in the season opener. Saints coach Sean Payton said the NFL wasn't ready to handle the pass interference replays this past season. You agree or disagree?
I absolutely disagree, and I'm surprised that this type of comment came from Sean Payton. The NFL, listen, they were prepared. They were prepared, but they weren't prepared to take this seriously. We know the NFL didn't take this seriously all season. We saw some of the obvious pass interference calls, whether it was a no call or a call that didn't get overturned. NFL had absolutely no legitimacy or real reason to make this a long-term rule change, and we're not going to see this again because they made a joke out of it. Last one tomorrow evening on ESPN and ESPN Plus in Jacksonville, Florida. It's a UFC heavyweight main event between the 8th-ranked heavyweight contender Alistair Overeem and the 9th-ranked contender Walt Harris. What you got, Drink?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Walt Harris on this one. He's the youngest of the two. He possesses a good amount of power in both fists. And at this point, I'm just looking at Overeem as a gatekeeper for the heavyweight division. I just don't expect much out of him at this point.
All right. Well, that concludes today's Drink of Wisdom. I'm Jay Wise.
And I'm Nathan Drinker. And remember, make tomorrow better than today and make today better than yesterday. And you know what we going to do. We going to holler at you until next time, baby.